Hi, I'm Thorpe Thwapper Bumblebollocks. Good morning. If you're just joining it, the internet has gone to and my mouth is on fire. This is the first time I've spoken all day, and you're going to get the brunt of it, young man. Especially you idiots who like Ben Shapiro. I'm talking to you guys who think you know what facts are, but don't actually know what facts are. We're going to talk to you in just a minute, but I'm going to make you wait, because right now what you're doing is you're feverishly commenting. So I'm going to let you guys make a fool out of yourself, and then I'm going to tell you why you're a fool, but in a minute. First off, let's watch this charming video from everyone's new internet hero. Ben, guys, this is your new hero right here. Look at him. Isn't he funny?
Hi, I'm Ajit.
Where's that intro? Listen to that. They got like the music that you use when you're trying to sell some shit on Kickstarter that's garbage, but you want everyone to feel good about it, so don't you want to buy this now? Aren't you feeling comforted? Some hipsters made this in a warehouse, and they don't want to make any money. They just want to help you. So anyway, here's the FCC chairman, Ajit just completely making fun of us. What happened this week? The FCC and Ajit completely disregarded the democratic process. They completely disregarded the public. They fabricated a whole bunch of comments, and they took net neutrality, threw it in the trash, and gave the internet over to the big corporations. Why are some of you guys defending this? Oh, that's right, because you don't understand. Well, you know who does understand? The founding fathers of the internet understand. Technology pioneers understand. Internet engineers understand. So here's the deal. This is a 40-something page document that we're not going to read on the air, but it really explains how the internet works, and it talks about why putting the internet in the hands of the big corporations is a really bad idea. So before you go and comment saying that Ben has 19 degrees and 100,000 IQ, I don't care. Ben did not create the internet. He's an apologist for the big corporations, and he's not looking out for your interests. Guys, he doesn't know what he's talking about. I don't care how smart you say he is. These guys know what they're talking about. Read this document before you run your mouth. I don't know if you guys really care about facts or not, but you should. Let's just talk about what's going to happen now that net neutrality is no longer a thing. There's a lot of fear-mongering going on, and some of it's a little bit overboard. And there's a lot of people out there arguing, hey, why shouldn't there be cheaper internet for old people? I've heard that so many times. Why can't they just have, really cheap internet? Guys, they already have really cheap internet. Comcast even has plans. Check this out. Low-cost internet since 2015. They've been doing this. And here's the way it works. It's like $10.99, and you only get like 5 or 10 megabits per second. That's it. It's like a really low tier, but they're not censoring the internet. They're just giving you a very slow speed, which is just what you need for email. It's not enough to watch like multiple Netflix streams, maybe one Netflix stream if you're getting good quality service, but it's already in place. Now, with net neutrality, there's nothing, being gone. There's nothing to stop these corporations from saying like, okay, well, they've already got the cheap internet, but now we're going to limit it to these 3 websites. They can use Facebook because Facebook gave us a lot of money. They can use the Comcast video streaming device that will not count toward the bandwidth cap. And they can also use the Comcast email program. If you want Gmail, that'll cost you $15. So it's going to allow them to create these weird packages if they wanted to. Now, they're going to be testing the market. It's like an animal testing an electric fence, like we've talked about in the past with different things. So they're going to be testing to see what they can get away with, because consumer outrage is still a thing. They don't have to worry about it too much because most of the markets are an economy. About 1/3 of the USA only has access to one ISP, and the people who have access to multiple ISPs, it's usually one ISP that offers really fast speeds and one that offers like dial-up bonus speeds almost. So there's not really a lot of option. They're going to test as much as they can because they still care maybe a tiny bit about PR, but not much. And they're going to just see what they can get away with. So watch that. Now, all these different tiered services probably won't roll out like immediately. What they're going to do is they're going to really get strict with these bandwidth caps. And I would watch for similar things that have happened on phone services where they say like, look, you got a bandwidth cap. You can't watch Netflix all day anymore. It's not going to happen. And, while they're, giving you a bandwidth cap, they're also going to charge Netflix to get access. So they're charging you for a bandwidth cap. They're limiting your bandwidth, making you pay for the bandwidth. And then they're also making Netflix pay for the bandwidth. It's, they're going to get paid in both directions and then give all that money to Ajit and the other people. So what they're going to do is they're going to give you these bandwidth caps. And then they're going to say, look, we know you like to stream Netflix all day. We know you like to stream, Amazon video all day. However, we have Comcast Video. It's got a bunch of cool movies on it. It's got some Time Warner classics. It's got some all this other stuff. And that can be yours for $11.99 a month. And check this out. You can watch it all day, every day, and no bandwidth cap. So what are you going to do? It's going to make you favor one service over the other. Here's the other thing that's going to happen right here. A lot of the small businesses are going to show up and they're like, hey, look, I've got a new revolutionary idea for video streaming. And we've got all these cool services and all these cool ideas, but it's going to require quite a bit of bandwidth. Now, they're going to go to investors and they're going to say, look, we've got this brilliant idea and all we need is enough money to pay Comcast, enough money to pay Verizon, enough money to pay CenturyLink, enough money to pay, who else is there? Frontiers, they've kind of said we're going to try to be neutral, enough money to pay Charter. So we're going to have to pay all these guys so we can have access to their customers. And then the investors are going to be like, well, yeah, it's a good idea, but I'm not going to pay the premiums to get you in front of anybody. We're sorry. So the incumbents that are already there are just going to stay there. And it's going to be really difficult for new startups to get their stuff out there. And I'm sure there's going to be some services like Google Fiber and stuff that are going to stay mostly neutral. And Google's doing this as a business because it's good for them, because Google's stuff is everywhere and they want people on the internet, because the more you're on the internet, the more you're looking at Google ads and the more Google is tracking everything you do. So they just make money that way. It's kind of a way they've been smart while still being evil. Interesting. So guys, that's what's going to happen with the internet. I don't want to hear any more people yelling about Ben until you guys go and read that document, because you don't know what you're talking about. And Ben doesn't know what he's talking about, so shut your mouths. There's some more articles in here. I'll let you guys leave. I'm going to move on from this stuff. Like New York is suing the FCC, which is awesome. The Attorney General's on his ass. And a lot of this is because there's so many comments from the citizens that were faked, forged, and all that sort of thing. And there should be a criminal investigation going on. Maybe there will be. But right now, Ajit Pai is just being a smug asshat, and he doesn't care about the public. He's just like, I can do whatever I want. Verizon put me here. This is awesome. Getting paid from everybody. And I don't have to do anything. I've got all the power. So, yeah, it's great. All right, we're going to have some fun now. I think that's a good idea. Artificial intelligence was allowed to write a book. Now, everybody's been worried about artificial intelligence taking over all the jobs, but there's another group who are saying well, what happens when artificial intelligence starts, working on artwork, starts creating media, starts writing songs, starts writing movies? What if it puts all the artists and creative people out of business? Well, not yet. Artificial intelligence was allowed to read Harry Potter. And then it was asked to write a chapter. And Justin's going to come over and read a little excerpt from this. We'll read the entire thing and throw it over on Beer Games Beer Channel. But Justin, if you would, Harry Potter and the portrait of what looked like a large pile of ash.
Yes, the portrait of what looked like a large pile of ash. And here we see in chapter 13, the handsome one. What about Ron magic, offered Ron to Harry. Ron was a loud, slow, and soft bird. Harry did not like to think about birds. Death Eaters are on top of the castle, Ron bleated, quivering. Ron was going to be spiders. He just was. He wasn't proud of that, but it was going to be hard to not have spiders all over his body after it's said and done.
All right, we'll read the rest of this on a goof-off video on Beer Games Beer in a couple of days and have some fun with it.
I think I want my new internet persona to be Mr. Staircase, the shabby-robed ghost.
Brendan Greene, the guy behind PlayerUnknown, one of the main developers, he wants there to be more IP control over games. Because right now you've got IP controls and IP laws about movies and books and that sort of thing. But he wants it over games. I don't know if we should talk about that or we should talk about how unoriginal his game is.
Yeah, I was going to say, what brand new groundbreaking thing did he come up with?
Battle Royale, first person ever to make Battle Royale.
I'd never even heard of the term Battle Royale.
There's no Japanese movie. There's no book.
There wasn't a sequel.
No, there's no Hunger Games.
Nope.
There weren't several games that came before this.
Nope.
I'm not talking about his games like H1Z1 and stuff. I'm talking about games. There were other games.
There wasn't that other Battle Royale High School.
Yeah,
another one. No.
Doesn't exist.
Nope, those don't exist.
And there's never been a game with third person.
Yeah.
With realistic styled guns. With bullet drop, never happened.
Yeah.
There's.
Didn't they have a battle royale?
There's never been an action game
in A Song of Ice and Fire at some point too. He should really talk to George R.R. Martin about that and make sure that he's getting the proper credit that's due to him.
I don't know. I think obviously never. He's obviously the first to do all these things. So he's saying that he wants these controls because it will help innovation, and he wants to He's doing this out of the kindness of his heart to help this genre, because right now there's so many clones that are hard to tell apart from his Battle Royale that sold 24 million copies, the biggest thing on Steam right now, that he wants to push them to innovate so that we can make the genre better. Bless your heart, Brendan Greene. Thank you. Little Biscuit knows what's up.
Yeah, he figured it out. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, Square Enix announced that they will not add microtransactions to their single-player games. This is what game companies have to do now to be okay. They have to be like, hey, guys, we're not going to do that. Guess what, guys? We are not going to murder anybody on our way home from work today.
Probably. Game of the year. What do you think? PC Gamer has Divinity Original Sin 2.
As the PC Game of the Year?
Yep.
I would agree to that.
PC Game of the Year. I think I would agree to that as well, even though I have not played that far into it yet.
Oh, I have.
It's just really well made.
Would you say this is your favorite PC game of 2017?
I played PUBG the most, and I hate myself for it because that game is rarely enjoyable. It's addicting. Like, you think, like, you sit there and play the game being like, maybe I'll get to have a gunfight with someone. Oh, I'm looting for 20 minutes. The game completely disrespects your time. A series of punishing battles, and then one fun battle to make you feel like you should come back to it. But
don't worry, you can hear people yelling out anti-Chinese slang all the time.
Oh yeah,
though.
it's great.
I would say Divinity is probably my PC game of the year. My favorite game of the year personally was on a console. My personal favorite was Horizon Zero Dawn. I've been just enjoying the hell out of that game from beginning to end.
I'm looking forward to
this. Looks so
I'm looking forward to
awesome.
this.
Yeah. So Ghost Recon Wildlands from December 14th, which is the day that we film this, all the way through like early January, as they said, they're having a special Predator event. And I mean like the one that hunted Arnold Schwarzenegger in the jungle.
Is Jesse the Body Ventura in this?
As a sexual tyrannosaurus.
He better be.
I hope so. You and up to 4 people, if you want to do co-op, can go and hunt the predator while the predator is also hunting you. And so it's going to be this really tough hunt. And if you're capable of actually taking down the predator, you'll be awarded a mask that gives you that predator infrared vision and stuff like that. And there's also a bunch of other stuff you can add on top of it. And there's also going to be a version where you can actually play as the predator.
I'm okay with that as long as you can only use the mask in single player, because that's a
multiplayer cheating dream.
Yeah, that is way too much of an advantage. I want to know from you guys what you guys are looking forward to next year. I want to know what you guys think about the net neutrality nonsense.
Anything you're looking forward to next year? Cyberpunk 2077?
Not coming out.
Yeah.
No way in hell.
It's coming out next year.
The thing about Cyberpunk is they make you play one character and that's pre-made just like The Witcher. I'm going to be less enthusiastic. If I can roll my own character, that'll be awesome. I really want to roll my own character in the Witcher universe and run around as a bard or some. This shirt just got really appropriate.
Yep.
Wear this around, raise awareness, talk to people, and you know, the fight's not over. Netflix is suing, New York is suing, so keep fighting, guys. All right, we'll see you guys next week.
We got other kinds of shirt too.
That one is no longer available.
Is it?
No, it's shirt of the month.
Oh well,
you missed it.
If you missed out on this, haha. Try not to miss out on the next shirt of the month.
Yeah, if you don't buy the shirt of the month, f*** you.
Yeah.
All right, bye everybody.
Best sales pitch ever.
The other thing that's going to be interesting about this is I forgot my train of thought. All right, end of the show.